Good afternoon. My name is Marilyn Johnson. I'm your counselor today, and just want to explain my role to you that I will be here to help you and guide you to whatever you believe your problem is and any solutions that we can find for it. Just to let you know, we do have something called informed consent, and do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, informed consent is where if your parents need to know anything that's going on with you, and you give me your permission to talk to them about any issues that we have and that we discuss here in the setting. And we'll explain to you confidentiality. Confidentiality is that whatever me and you talk about stays between us, unless it is you tell me that you want to harm someone else, you want to harm yourself, or if it's about abuse to yourself or another child. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and have you sign this right here stating that you understand. Do you have any questions about my role and what I'm here to help you with?
No, I just need some answers.
Okay. Well, we can work to help you. I can help guide you to those answers. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So what brings you in here today?
Well, as you know, my name is Tammy, and I'm 17. I'm a senior. I've always got A's and B's all my life, but this semester I'm flunking. My parents just got a divorce, and they've always fought my whole life. They've always fussed and fought and always screamed and yelled. And it's that's normal in my house. I don't understand why them getting a divorce would make a difference, cause I'm used to them fussing and fighting, but I just can't seem to focus in class. I'm crying all the time. I'm emotional all the time, and it's affecting my grades.
Okay. It's affecting your everyday grades. So, have you had any issues before with your parents fighting affecting you in any significant way?
No, they've always fought. They've always fought and fussed.
But had no initial impact until now on your grades, on your behavior, anything like that?
No, I've always had A's and B's.
So, from what I'm hearing so far is that you're used to your parents fighting, and ever since the divorce, you've been kind of frustrated with it, maybe? That kind of how you feeling about it right now?
I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. It was normal. It was normal for them to fuss and fight all the time. I was just so used to them fussing and fighting all the time. It's just I'm so emotional now. I can't focus with them being separated and not in the same house anymore. I can't focus anymore. I'm just so emotional now. I don't know how to deal with my parents not being together anymore, not speaking or anything.
Okay, so the separation for the divorce has been pretty hard on you so far.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. So do you have any other siblings in the house with you, or is it just yourself?
It's just myself.
Okay. Have your parents ever blamed you for anything in the house?
No.
Okay. How was your relationship with your mother before all this?
My relationship with my mother's always been fine.
Has it changed any since she and your father decided to get divorced?
She kind of stays to herself now. She stays in her room all the time, and we don't really talk anymore.
Okay. What about your father? How was your relationship with your father before?
I was always Daddy's little girl.
Okay. Has that changed since they filed for divorce?
Yeah, I don't get to see my father anymore.
Okay. Is that just something that just happened between your mom and dad, or is just your dad just kind of stepped out the picture?
Well, like I said, I always used to them fussing and fighting all the time, and now it's just like they decided to get a divorce, and it was like all of a sudden they was fussing and fighting one day, the next day they were gone. He was gone.
Okay. And so I'm hearing they kind of possibly feel like they kind of stopped having anything to do with you since the divorce. It's kind of like your family just broken up since then.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Have you talked to your parents, either one of them, since they filed for divorce?
They really don't want to talk to anybody.
Do you think it's hard on your parents, what they're going through right now?
I'm sure it is. They just won't talk to each other or to me.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Is there anyone in the house that you could probably talk to that would you would be able to talk to about this outside, like a support system?
Well, all my grandparents are dead, so my mom was the only child and my daddy was the only child, so no, not really. I mean, I
Okay.
can talk to my friends, but all of them still have their parents, so they don't understand.
Okay. Alright. How have you been feeling today?
Just emotional. I've been crying a lot. I just feel sad,
Okay.
alone.
So when you say emotional, so other than sad and alone, are there any other emotions you can think of that you feel when you think about things?
No, just sad and alone.
Have you socialized with any of your friends since your parents filed for divorce?
No, nobody really wants to come over to the house because all they hear is my mama crying all the time. Nobody wants to be around that.
Okay. So do you think you feel like your friends are kind of abandoning or leaving you because they don't understand the situation you're in? They feel uncomfortable with the scenario?
I don't know. It's just they don't want to be around her with her crying all the time. I mean, I don't even want to be around her with her crying all the time, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So far what I'm getting is that your parents got divorced and it's a big change on you at home and everything like that. So with that, a big change is kind of affecting you emotionally, making you feel sad, and because no one's talking to anyone and communicating, make you feel a bit alone. With that, it's kind of impacting your friendships and your grades at school and distracting you. Is there anything a goal you want to set up for now, for our next session, so that way we can see how we can start getting this rolling and being able to help you to bring your grades back up and to be able to get you in a position to where you can talk to your parents and maybe get that communication going again?
I just want to graduate and get out of the house.
Okay. So for that, we would have to focus back on your grades again and be able to understand what's making you feel the way you are and being able to get that distraction under control and prevent it from being at the forefront of your mind and keeping you from focusing on your schoolwork and your grades. So let's see. All right. With that, is there any ideas or any things you'd like to do that kind of help you deal and cope with your emotions?
Is there any other teenagers at school that's kind of going through anything similar that I'm going through that maybe can help me understand?
Actually, let me see. Right here, I have a list of groups that we have because the divorce is pretty prominent with families nowadays. It's a lot more popular around with families and households. Let me see. I'm going to list a few groups for you that you can go look at and kind of go to see about. Here's the list. There's a few groups there that you can kind of look into and let me know on the next session how you feel about them, if you've talked to them, looked into it, and that would see about helping you be able to interact with others who are going through the same thing, and maybe we can start working on getting you not feeling sad anymore and getting that lonely feeling you have because you feel isolated, and kind of get rid of those feelings just work towards finding what's the root of it. I do want to ask real quick before we start wrapping up the session today. Have you had any? Have you felt any kind of symptoms of depression, or that you wanted to kind of end your own life recently? Just so that way, if so, we can take those proper steps to make sure that you feel comfortable and that you feel safe.
No, I don't want to hurt myself.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, do you understand kind of what we're going to plan to happen for next week?
Yes, I'm going to check these groups out, and maybe if I can just sit in and listen and not talk to anybody and see how somebody else around my age are feeling, maybe that might help. And when I come and talk to you next week, we'll see if I feel a little bit different, because I really want to graduate high school and go to a college. And if I can see that somebody else is going through the same thing that I'm going through, maybe I won't feel so alone.
Okay. Yeah, definitely look into them and see. Let me know. And if you want to sit in them, they're not going to obligate you to talk to anyone or anything like that. You can just sit in and listen, just so that way you can interact with others on dealing with the same issue, so you don't feel kind of what's the right word here? Alone, not alone, but kind of like left out of your friends, and because they don't understand what you're going through. So maybe you doing that will kind of help a little bit, and then we can start focusing on how this is making you feel and what could be the root of the problem, and kind of go from there, and everything else. And my number is on the top. My office number is down there. If you have any questions, if you do want your parents to be able to have any information, just let me know by the next time you come in, and then maybe once we get in a good place for yourself, we can kind of continue going from there. If you have any questions, just let me know. But do you have any questions right now that I can answer?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We'll see you next week. Same day and time, and just keep doing what you're doing. Keep working with that. If you have any questions, you feel overwhelmed in your classes, or your teachers make you feel like you're going to outburst again, just ask to be excused and just come talk to me, and I'm always here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.